Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Finding Your Voice podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Velma Bagby, and I'm excited today. I cannot wait for you to meet my guest today. Look, this podcast is a powerful path designed for everyday people, authors, entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, and business owners who have found their true inspiration and motivation in their work, in their assignment. Our episode today is going to feature some authentic and informative conversations designed to help others on a similar path. Look, you may want to forward this recording and share it with some friends or folks that need to hear what you're going to hear today. So my special guest today is an expert in the field. When I say stylist, I mean that. I'm not talking about a hairdresser that just washes your hair, dries it, flat irons it, and sends you on your way. I'm talking about a stylist who can look at your scalp, look at your hair and your texture, and tell you exactly what's happening.
Mm.
This person is an expert in her field, and she is my expert hairstylist. Her name is Ayeshia Singleton. Ayeshia, welcome to the show. I'm so glad we have you today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so blessed to be here. Thank you.
No problem. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody a little bit about you, your business. I described you as my expert, but you go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Aisha, and I have been in this beauty industry for almost 38 years. I started in the salon when I was 14 years old as a shampoo girl, and hair care is my highest and first priority. It is something that I am very passionate about. Even though I pivoted into hair extensions, hair care is my very number one priority.
Mhm.
I I like to think of myself as an expert in this field because um, who I am is excellence across the board. So there is nothing that I won't do to figure out what is going on with my client's hair, whether it is to send them to a dermatologist and even asking the dermatologist what to do. Because I've been in this industry so long, I kind of know um, the tricks and tips of answering questions and giving you the questions to ask your dermatologist. So that's kind of my thing. It's just really healthy hair care all the way around.
Wow. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about that as a expert in hair care and as a stylist? Give us some examples of what you've witnessed and what you've seen.
Okay. So I have a, well, let me tell you what prompted me to ask questions when I have a client. And I can usually tell, it's almost like when you go to the dentist and the dentist
Yeah,
asks you, have you been flossing? And you say, yeah, and you just flossed that day. They already know the answer to the
of course
question.
they do.
They already know the answer to the question. They just want to see if you're gonna, tell the truth. And I'm the same way with hair. I can tell if you haven't been brushing your bonds. I can daily because you can tell. And I had a client who would
Oh, was that me?
what?
You could tell when I've
No,
been. I
so
just thought
my
about it.
no, not you. But I can tell when a client is brushing their hair and when they don't. And even if they brush it the day before they come in, I can still tell that you have not been brushing it twice
Yep.
a day, like I've been asking you to, twice or three times a day. So um, I had a client who I could tell that her texture was shifting.
Oh, wow.
The reason I could tell, and I did her hair weekly. I did her hair for
Hmm.
20 years. So I know this woman's hair. If I do your
Yeah.
hair every week for 20 years, I know your hair. And half the time this client didn't even have a comb or brush at home because I did her hair. I took care of your hair. And that's what expert hair care is to me. It's me taking care of your hair even when
Right.
you're at home, us talking about your hair and what you're doing. So I had to keep asking her questions. I was saying to you that the reason I ask a lot of questions is because there's always an answer. It's like going to the doctors. If you're not telling the doctors that you're eating all of this sugar and
Right.
diabetes, they can't figure out what test to give you. They can't figure out or give you a regime to rectify the problem.
Hmm.
So when I was 39, I had a stroke, and I had a doctor come into the office, the hospital room every day, and she sat down and she asked me question after question after question until she figured out what test to give me, and that is how I got my diagnosis. And this is what I do in my hair practice.
Wow.
I'm always asking you questions. So to get back to that, this client, I kept saying, I'm not understanding why your hair is coming out. You come to me every week. You don't touch your hair. What is going on?
Oh,
Well, I started to ask her things like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? And she's like, oh, I have a wool coat, a wool. This is wintertime. When I tell you, it sandpapered her hair off.
what?
Wool. This is why I'm very, and I have videos on my page where I actually, ladies, in the wintertime, if you're going to wear a wool hat, a wool coat, a wool scarf, it has to be lined with satin or silk, or
Hmm.
it will, the rubbing up together of hair and wool, it's like sandpaper. It's going to
Wow.
rub off. And most people don't know that. But
Wow.
I had to figure out what was going on with my client. Well, and she's like, oh yeah, I got this wool hat and a wool jacket. Well, putting
Wow.
the wool hat on her head, it was it was like straw. It sucked
Yeah.
all of the moisture, everything in it. It just, I can't even explain to you. I mean, it literally turned to straw.
Yeah, but
Where
that's a good vision of what it might have looked like. Yes.
Yes, I it literally turned to straw, and I had to cut it all off and start all over again. And that is something that could have been avoided.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even when women get their hair braided, when you're at home, the braider should tell you, when you take your braids out at home, make sure you comb your hair out and detangle it before you shampoo it. Because if not, your hair is going to mat up in a knotty ball, and sometimes you cannot get it out and you have to cut it out. I have experienced that this summer with a client of mine who had never had braids before. And then
Uh-huh.
she calls me when she has three big knots in her hair and says, I need help.
Wow.
People are not doing their due diligence. And even in this is why I make it a point to have consultations with every single client. It does
Hmm.
not matter if you're coming into me for a shampoo and a style. It does not matter if you're coming to me for a relaxer. Even if it's, most people think that consultations are only for extensions. It's not for me. I need to figure out what's going on with you behind the scenes so that we can move forward and have a healthy relationship.
But don't you also make a determination if you're even the right person? Don't you honestly tell that person?
We do tell that. I have had clients where I had to turn them away because I didn't think they were a good fit. Throughout
Hmm.
our conversation, I'll give you another example. Throughout our conversation, if I'm asking you questions about your hair and you're not, I can tell you're not telling me truth, or you giving me, well, I don't know. I don't know what kind of shampoo I use. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I
Wow.
you want me to trust you, and you want to trust me, right? So this is a partnership. It's like a
Yeah.
marriage. It
Right.
really is. And sometimes I'll have people, well, they'll, I'll just say, I don't think we're a good fit and I'm not the hairstylist for you. I've said that many times. People think,
Yeah.
you turning money away? No, I'm turning a headache away because I do it. I not at this age.
Yeah.
The young girls can have that. I can't do it.
But to me, that's a different difference between a professional
Hmm.
hair care expert and someone who's just a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Sure,
Hairdresser.
come in, book a
I
slot.
I hate that term hairdresser because I don't put clothes on hair. Hairstylist. I'm not a hair, even a beautician. I'd rather be called a beautician
Okay, even
than a
well,
hairdresser.
even that. But
Yeah.
but when you talk about having the ability to really speak life into a situation concerning whether it's the right thing to do to
Mm,
have them come in to see you or the wrong thing to do, that takes an expert.
yes.
You're more concerned with who you are as a hair care expert than someone just wants to make money and do the job anyway.
Yeah.
You said you want to make sure they're a good fit. That's an expert to me
Hmm.
because you want to make sure that as you move forward, you said not a headache, but again, you want to make sure you're partnering with the person like you said. It's a conversation regarding what what's the best approach, even if they come in expecting to have something done. You're having a conversation with them to explain what you can and what you will not do so that you can again come together on that. But the other person, they're not going to have any conversation. What do you have? What do you want done today? You're on the book for blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's get started. They
Yeah.
don't care what the outcome is going to be. To me, that's not an expert. That's just
Yeah.
somebody trying to make money, fill a slot, get you in, and who cares what happens to your hair afterwards?
Right.
Because what I love about you is that you always have a follow up. That's
Yeah.
what I said in my introduction. You
Yeah.
always do a follow up. There are follow up instructions because when I got a new hair procedure with
Yeah.
you, I didn't know anything about this thing. My daughter found you. And
Yes.
so to take care of it, you sent me my follow up information and
Yeah.
instructions that I needed to follow. So I'm sorry if I used the wrong term, but
No, it's
I cannot
okay.
add stylist to someone who just wants to do my hair no matter what that style is. And who cares how it's going to turn out? You care.
I
And
do.
that's expert hair
I
care.
really do. And it hurts my heart so bad when I have clients that I'll tell them this is what I recommend, and I don't recommend that you get this, and they go somewhere else because they know I won't do it. I tell them no. They go
Right.
somewhere else, and then their hair is not taken care of. I had a client who wanted some color. I said, yes, we could do this color, but it's going to take a few sessions. I can't do it all
Oh,
in one session, with your hair type and what you've been going through. She went
yes.
somewhere else and got it done, and her hair broke off. It fell out. And I think she called me first, and I said, just come back in. We're gonna see what we can do. I put some extensions in to help her. But she still was pushing. I want this for my birthday. I want this color for my birthday. And I said, well, I think maybe you should just get a wig because for your hair to stay healthy, it's not
Yeah.
going it's not going to do it. It's not going to be able to
Right.
stand up for it. You may have it for that day, but it's
Hmm.
not going to stay. But
Wow.
most people don't want to hear it. And people will convince me, oh, I found my hairstylist. Oh, I love you so much. And then I never see them again because all the time because they didn't do what I told them to do. Like I say, I I am with you maybe once a month if you're coming consistently, either once
Yeah.
or twice a month.
Hmm.
There are very few people who come weekly now. Um, and I have to stress all the time that you are with your hair more than I am.
Yeah.
So if I'm giving you instructions and I'm telling
Hmm.
you to use these specific products, it's for a reason. I'm not telling you to use these quality products to make you waste money. That is,
Right.
if you want your hair to look the way it look when you're with me, then you have to use the products that I recommend.
Wow.
And most people want to use products that they see on Instagram and Walmart and Target. And I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that if that's what your stylist is going to recommend for you
Yeah.
to keep your
Yeah.
hair. But that is not something I'm using. Only professional quality products. That's
Absolutely. Absolutely. I showed my products to my niece, she's in her 30s, back in the San Francisco Bay Area after I had my first appointment. She said, Auntie, I really love it. I really love your hair. I said, look at the products that I got. I couldn't leave the shop without getting my tools to make sure I
yeah.
can maintain my hair. She said, oh, that's top quality. I
Yes.
said, oh, okay.
Yes,
Well, look,
yes.
why don't you tell us what are some of your top requests? What are the top requests that you get lately?
Right now, my top hairstylist requests are K-tips and especially K-tips with color because it's a chemical free option for you instead of having
Wait,
your hair. Yes.
what?
Yes, it's a
I'm
it's a
just now hearing this. What? That's a beautiful way to get color
and
without
I,
oh my gosh. Come on, explain it. I love the
so
idea.
So what happens is, I'll color match you for, we'll look at options from your inspirational pictures, and I will tell you what matches your complexion and what we can use in order to do that. But most of the time, I would rather do that than add color to our hair as African Americans, and I have Caucasian clients and Hispanic
Mm-hmm.
clients. I have all kind of
Okay.
clients. I'm a multicultural hairstylist.
Okay.
So, but for our hair specifically, um, if you're not diligent in coming in to get your hair done, color is not for you. So if I don't see
Yeah.
you often, I don't recommend it or do it because
Yeah.
it's going to fall out because you're not
Right.
coming in for your treatments.
Right. And
Yeah,
if you like change occasionally,
right.
that's something that's a little permanent. You don't want to do that. But I love that. Now
Absolutely.
you've given me an idea. My
You getting color your next appointment.
ooh, yes. I this color is the color I inherited after I began to get older. I
Mhm.
was called my nickname was Red.
Yeah.
Red, what are you doing today? I'm nothing that because growing up my hair was sandy, more like a sandy red. And
Oh
it
well,
was
we might
like
have to
that.
do that. We might have to give you some color next time, Miss Dr. Velma.
I know. And so when I look at my daughter's hair, who is glowing, she
Thank
brags
you.
about you and the
You.
layers that you did recently. She said, Mom, look at my hair. I'm going, girl, get here. Dr.
Thank
Taylor. She loves it. She
thank
really
you.
does. So you just gave me a great idea for my next install.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
awesome. So
Mm.
not only does it protect your hair, then you're giving them the option, but explain what is a Q-tip, K-tip?
It's
What
a
is a
K-tip.
K-tip?
So a K-tip is a keratin bond. Keratin is what our hair is made up of, all
Mm-hmm.
in anyway. So it's just a keratin bond. Some of them can be um lightly melted onto the outside of your cuticle of your hair and
Uh-huh.
rolled to adhere. Um, and heat can remove it as well as it put it on. So it does the same thing.
Oh.
So you can
Mm-hmm.
put it on with heat, you can take it off with heat, and you can take it off with like alcohol and press
Uh-huh.
them together, crush them, and slide them off gently.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And how long does it last?
So I would have to say it depends on your hair type, your density. So I have my coarser hair.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 3 months would be the max I would allow for you to have
Okay.
hair. Two to
Mm-hmm.
3 months, depending on your hair texture. The
Yeah.
coarser it is, the more it has to come out quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some clients who are Caucasian, they keep theirs in from 6 to 8 months, but it just
Right.
depends. It depends on how you take care of them
Yeah.
and
Mine is thin.
your density. That's what
Yeah,
it
my
is.
density,
So
thin.
yeah, so when you find so when people ask that question, it's really not a generalized question.
Okay.
That's why consultations are important, and
Yeah.
that's why you have to have them so that people can understand that every person is different. Every
Wow.
install is customized to that person.
Got it.
It's not a one size fit all.
Right. Well, I have the K tips, by the way, and I'm excited that I was introduced to it, and I'm so grateful that I had an opportunity to meet this wonderful woman.
Oh,
What's your the second next most popular?
probably smoothing treatments,
Mm-hmm.
and silk press, which is a combined style with that because you get the smoothing treatment, which is going to relax your hair cuticle, which is going
Mm-hmm.
to smooth it so that it is not hard to manage. So
Okay.
what I like to tell people is because most of the time it's an amino conditioner, and I like to call it my super conditioning treatment.
Oh
So what
wow.
that means is it's going to take away your frizz. It's going
Mm.
to take away the fluffiness, the puffiness of your hair when you're wearing it in its curly state. And also when you wear it in a silk press style, it will last longer. And also
Oh,
what people don't understand is just because you're a natural girly, it does not mean that you can't have things to help manage your hair, which is
yeah.
what a smoothing treatment does. So, what I mean by that is um, when you have the smoothing treatment, when it's added to your natural regimen, it'll
Mm-hmm.
help you with the detangling process, which most people have
Oh.
problems with when they are shampooing their hair and conditioning their hair. That's where a lot of the breakage happens, because your hair is its in its most fragile state when it's wet. So
Yeah.
when you have that smoothing treatment and you use your conditioner or your leave-in conditioner, and you comb out your hair, you
Mm-hmm.
detangle, it's not popping or breaking. And
Got
when
it.
your hair is popping and breaking when you don't have one, because it's so hard and the hair is not softened enough, it'll
Right.
pop off, and you don't know where it's going to pop off. It can pop off down here,
Wow.
here, up here, down here. You just don't know where it's popping. So when you have all of those frayed ends, it's gonna make your hair more susceptible to more damage.
Okay. Okay.
So that's my number one. Second thing is the smoothing treatment, which really helps. It helps you retain your length because the hair is not breaking and popping as much. And
Mm-hmm.
um, all of my girlies love it. 90% of my clients have it. All my natural clients have it.
Really?
Yes, because it helps
Wow.
in their length,
Well,
and that's
less
most people.
hassle, right?
Yeah, they want their length.
Well, it's interesting that as women, we love to get our nails done. We love to get the pedicures done, and I'm grateful I found some great people to do that for me. But
Mm-hmm.
the other thing that we should always feel good about is our hair, and finding someone with expertise, an
Mm-hmm.
expert hair care specialist is important. So I'm grateful that I was able to find you thanks to my daughter. Now we both go to you,
Yes.
and I want people to get to know who you are. So you mentioned your website. We want to make sure we put your information in there so when this airs, it will appear in the comments section,
Okay.
introduction. So we have all of that if they want to get in touch with you.
Okay.
Look, she may be in Southern California, but there may be a conversation you need to have with her. So
Yeah, I think
you
I'm
want to
gonna
get
do
her
a hair
information.
tour. I think I'm gonna do a tour and tour some cities.
There you go. There
Yeah,
you go.
that's in the works. So 2026 is coming. I do a couple one-on-one classes teaching. I
Uh-huh.
teach the K-tip method and other hair extension methods as well.
That's
I can be
wonderful.
found on experthaircarebyesha.com. I can
Hmm.
be found on Instagram at expert hair care, also expert hair care by Aisha. And I have YouTube, same thing. All of the social media platforms are expert hair care or expert hair care by Aisha.
That's awesome. I can't will not wait for you to get this tour going and teaching others like what you just described. That's going to be that's going to be key for you. Really, there's a lot of people who
So,
want to know, and there are people, young stylists who want to get to that expert level, and they can learn a lot from you. Again, like I said earlier, most women we want to go and get these other things done, but your hair is part of that process. So it's
yeah,
not about the
it's
clothes you put on, the outfit you wear, the name brand, none of that. Nails, feet, and hair, then you're ready to go. It doesn't
yes,
matter what you put on after
that's
that.
right. That's
This
right.
has been a wonderful conversation. I'm so glad we
Thank
had
you.
an opportunity to sit
Thank
you
you for
down,
having me.
grab some time, and let you talk and let people get to know you because believe me, I was blown away when I first got to you. Now, here's one thing I want you guys to know that with an expert like Aisha, your experience is just what she says. I walk into the salon and I'm treated at a level that I hadn't seen in a very long time. My cousin, like I said, used to do my hair, my brother, but you walk in and when I went over there to get my hair washed, for instance, the steam,
Shampoo, wash
I
clothes.
I saw the steam come out. I'm going, I'm getting steam on my hair.
Yes. Well,
I
what the
said, I'm
steam
nearly,
does, let me tell you what the steam does.
please tell us.
So, what the steam does is it opens up your hair cuticle, it lifts
Look
it
at that.
so that the shampoos and the conditioners can penetrate more. So, it's getting
Wow.
into a molecular level. So, it's getting more,
Wow.
you have more shine, more body, more movement, more hydration.
Did you hear what the expert said? I was laying there looking around. Oh, there's steam on my hair. She put some steam on, but the whole experience is just what her title says. She has expert hair care, and when you walk into the salon from the moment you enter, that's exactly what you feel. So
You.
you must get in touch with her. I don't
Thank
know where you live. If you're listening, you want to get in touch with Aisha so that you might need to have a conversation.
Come
Maybe
to
she
Temecula, California. I'm right
That's right.
here.
But maybe she can put you in touch with someone that she knows
Yes,
out there.
yes, yes, that too.
So please do so. It's been a pleasure to have you
Thank
on the
you for
show
having.
today.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you. I really do, Aisha. And we're going to put all of her contact information. This video, this interview will air on several social media platforms, but it also, the audio plays on Amazon Music. So people will be listening to the audio on iHeartRadio. So
All right.
if you're listening to the audio, make sure you go back and listen to what she just said, because she's giving you all her contact information so you can reach her. But it's
Thank
been a pleasure having you, my dear. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned to the next one. And thank you again. This is Dr. Velma Bagby and Finding Your Voice.
thank you.